Hey everybody, what y'all saying? Hope all of you had a great weekend. I know I did. Friday was a holiday, Labor Day, and yesterday was Whit Monday. So it was pretty chill, low key, which I enjoyed. Anyway, um, so yesterday I caught a marathon of this show. It's called Paranormal Witness, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I guess it's pretty much a general synopsis of the show is about people who go to different houses. Well, the show goes to different houses or jobs, whatever, and they talk to people who dealt with something paranormal, ghosts, whatever. Anyway, this is what I'm going to talk about now. This kind of stuck out to me. Um, this one couple, they moved into a new house. They just had a baby, and clearly, since they're on the show, the house is haunted. So anyway, um, I'm not gonna go scene by scene, detail by detail, but I'm just gonna talk about stuff what stuck out. Anyway, they went to this. Yeah, I said they moved into a house with their newborn, and the husband started noticing some weird stuff. Ha, you could see my reflection in my glasses. Anyway, the husband started noticing some weird stuff, like some things being out of place and some stuff breaking and just a weird vibe in the house itself. Anyway, so late the longer I think the wife, she was home alone one day, and she felt like this big rush of wind when she was walking upstairs, like someone was running past her. Anyway, um, she she thought that something was in the house. I'm like, okay. So she told her husband, and her husband pretty much didn't give too much thought about it. And then as it went on, then he started noticing some things, like I said before. Anyway, so I guess some more serious stuff happens, like stuff breaking. Anyway, the wife called this medium or spiritual guide, advisor, whatever, and she told her that there was a little girl in the house, and the little girl was in the baby's bedroom. And she was like, the little girl was sitting in the corner, and she was telling her that's her corner and blah blah blah. And the spiritual medium was like, if you want the spirit to stay, you treat her like she's a part of your family, treat her like she's a child, so you still have to scold her whenever she does anything bad. And I'm sitting here like, bitch, are you fucking serious? To be honest, I if someone tell me some shit like that, I would not be in that house. But from the jump that I see a bunch of weird shit happening, my ass would not be in that house. I'm just saying, that's just me. Anyway, I know the majority of black people, anytime some crazy shit happens, they on their way out anyway, like they running somewhere. But I speaking for myself, I know my ass wouldn't be in that house. Anyway, so this crazy woman, she gone to the toy store after the spiritual advisor left. Like a couple days later, she went to the toy store, and she gone and bought like this little doll baby. And she wrapped it so nicely, and she put it in the bedroom, and like she wrote a little note and saying, how old are you? And then like a couple days passed, and she saw ain't nothing happened to the present that she get the little ghost. Anyway, when she noticed something, she saw the little doll baby in their kid's crib with the same note that she wrote, how old are you? And the ghost replied, 7. Anyway, that's just a bit too much. I'm sorry, you in here entertaining this bullshit. And oops. And like, you want this ghost to become a part of your family? Like, I'm sorry, you are crazy as hell. Anyway, so she went to go look at the present and she saw it wasn't unwrapped, but the doll baby was inside the crib. So she opened the present and she saw that the doll baby was out, but then all the other little toys that it came with was still inside. And then she's wondering, like, oh my gosh, how did it come out? Because it's like wrapped so perfectly, like it's wrapped just how I left it, and blah blah blah. I'm like, you big dummy. Anyway, she went to tell her husband. Her husband wasn't for this at all, which I am totally on his side. Like, you here entertaining this shit. Anyway, so the husband really didn't believe her, but he knew something was weird about the house. Anyway, so he was home alone one day, and well, no, before he was home alone, he came home late from work one day, and his wife was upstairs sleeping, and he was downstairs, must be doing something, and she he was downstairs at the kitchen table, and then all of a sudden he saw this like figure, this black figure, standing in front of him at the kitchen table. And then he saw her face as clear as day. And he ran upstairs and all out of breath and scared shitless. And he tell his wife. But the crazy part about it was that she run hot because the little girl showed herself to him and not her. And I'm like, is it that serious? And she was jealous. Like, miss, you really jealous at the fact that a ghost appeared to your husband rather than you. Anyway, that woman bothered me so much, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Anyway, so she called, I guess, a TV show or something, or someone who's doing a documentary, and they told her that she no, while she was doing the interview, she had like this little rose or something behind her. And when she got up and showed them the drawing that the husband did of the little girl, she sat back down, and then no one noticed it until after they was watching the video that the rose was dead. And they played it back like at least 3 or 4 times and saying that the rose was alive when she was doing the interview, but as soon as she got up, the rose died. And then she's like, it was like someone burned the rose with a torch. Like, girl, you really running out. Anyway, so the documentary people did an interview with the husband. And while they were doing it, one of the cameramen had a heat sensor. One of them, I forget what they call it. The heat, whatever. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. Them heat cameras that you could see the heat on the person's body. Anyway, so they were doing that, and they were interviewing the husband, and they had the heat camera on him. And while the cameraman, he felt something cold on his arm, and then when he pointed it at himself, you could see like the figure or whatever, the cold thing. Yeah, you could see his body temperature changing at certain areas where he was being touched. And then the real guy, he was saying that you can see that the ghost or whatever wanted to get the husband. And I was like, y'all just doing the most. I'm sorry, y'all just doing the most. But anyway, later in the episode, the guy, he was upstairs home alone again, and all of a sudden the bed started shaking, and like all the drawers and shit started coming out. Then he started seeing stuff flying in the air. Actually,
it's 1 o'clock.
Thanks. Before all of that happened, he heard the little doll saying, come and play with me, under the bed. So when he looked under the bed, all you heard was the doll in this demonic evil voice say, come and play with me, dead deep and scary like. And I'm like, really, dude? You still sitting on this bed while this shit happening? Anyway, then all the beds started shaking and all the drawers coming out the dresser and shit started flying in the air. Then all of a sudden, this like a bunch of dust started flying, and he said it was like a fuck, like bugs flying in the air. And I'm like, you still watching this shit? Like, I'm sorry, the minute that little doll started talking under the bed, I wouldn't even have been in the house. But the fact that they actually stayed as long as they did, I think they were there about a year, 6 months to a year. Anyway, I thought that was like, y'all retarded. I'm sorry. What is wrong with you to the fact that you're gonna stay in a possessed house? Anyway, like I said, the black figure, what he described as looking like bugs forming together, he said it came together as a grown woman. And that's when they decided to move out. And I'm like, it took y'all that long to realize that. But to be honest, I thought that because the whole reenactment that they did while the real people were telling the story was actually pretty funny, and it had me cracking up. Anyway, if actually it was that house is actually I forget where it is, but it's called Sally's house. If y'all are interested, y'all could Google it because I know I did, and they say it's one of the most haunted houses in the U.S. And I'm like, wonderful. Anyway, they moved out in '94, and they said since then nothing has happened. But how I look at it as a lot of people don't really believe in the paranormal stuff, like ghosts and aliens and well, anyway, like in ghosts. A lot of people believe in aliens and demons, but I look at it as like, how can you believe in aliens and say aliens, angels and demons when you don't believe in ghosts? Like, I don't understand that. Anyway, because how I look at it is that we are not alone in this world. Like, I believe in aliens. I believe in all the Greek gods and stuff like that because I think that even though they're myths or whatever, at least to the different gods around the world and stuff like that, I believe that there's some truth behind all of those myths to actually for them because they just can't come and create that out of thin air. But I mean, it's whatever. Here's another episode I found interesting. This guy, he's a repairman, a air conditioning repairman, and he went to a site and he noticed something weird was happening, and immediately I picked up on they was doing an exorcism, and he stood there and watched it for about 5 minutes, and he left. Honestly, with that episode, with that instance, if I hear someone talking some weird shit, like some stuff that I've heard of, because I watch a lot of horror movies, so like some stuff that I hear of and know from those, I'm like, okay, I know well enough when the hell my ass is not supposed to be there. So anyway, once he left, whatever was possessing those people latched onto him, and his whole house, and he had a spirit with him. Anyway, I know this. I rambled on for like 14 minutes, and I think I have the 15-minute limit. Anyway, I'm gonna stop this now. I just found that interesting yesterday, and I guess I'll put this video up sometime today or whenever I feel like it. Anyway, so I hope y'all enjoyed it. Me rambling on about shit. So like, comment, and subscribe. I'll put all my social media links below. And y'all have a great day. Or have a great week. Or until next time I do the video. See y'all later.